BMW M340i is one of our best of 2021. Joining me today to accept the award is Mr. Vikram Pawah, President and CEO, BMW India. Vikram, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Dhruv. Always a pleasure.
I was telling you earlier that we're big fans of BMW and we can't hide it. So every time we have a set of awards, you're always invited.
Always there, yeah. We are always at the top, we know that, and we want to be at the top for this thing, for sure. And good to have an award for a car that is the fastest built in India.
It is,
the fastest car built in India, so yeah.
So the M340i, as you say, built in India, fastest, as a result of which it's also attainable, and it's been totally sold out. So does that mean that there's scope for more such M performance products in India? And will we see more of the M340i?
So I think it's not just the M performance. I think there is clearly a scope for what you call as these niche products in India, and that's what we are seeing. So when we launched the M340i, you're right. I mean, within split seconds of opening the booking, it was gone. We did it the second time, again the same thing. We just opened the third lot, it's gone again. So that's clearly the trend, and that's why what you see is that not only 340i, we just launched the 220i Sports Shadow Edition only yesterday. Again, sold out within 2 hours and 40 minutes. So yeah, it's exciting times. I think people are loving our products. So we're in midst of our product offensive, as you know that. We spoke last year and we told you we are going to come up with fantastic product, and here we are.
No, as you say, it's a really good sign, and it bodes very well for the M3 and M4, which are also impending. But tell me, why does the grille have to be so polarizing?
See, I think car design is all about, it has to stand out. So when you have to stand out, you will be polarizing. And I think what we heard from our customers, if you look at it over the years when we did the research, customers really said that, I want BMW to look like a BMW. I want to be different, and that's how it is. So that's why now what you see in our products is all the grills, all the kidney grills are quite different from every model that we launch. So, and we're getting great feedback from customers on that.
Also looking ahead from an EV standpoint, what is the EV future for BMW in India?
So EV future, I think, is very bright, clearly. I mean, there is, I think, clearly as India, the market will develop for EV, no doubt about it. But I think when it develops is the question. Right, because it has to follow through with the infrastructure, and you can see a lot of development right now that's happening on the infrastructure, but there's a long way to go. From our perspective, we will be launching the electric products in India. You'll see that soon, right? And we have made a very clear promise that we're going to have 25 electric products till 2023, and you'll see many of them in India for sure.
So do you think for it to reach that level or that scale, it's really the charging infrastructure which is the barrier?
No, I don't think it's just the charging infrastructure. It's a combination of three things. One is the car should be attainable, like you mentioned, right? So at the moment, the way the import duties are, the way the tax structures are, there are some benefits on GST side, no doubt about it, which is clearly welcome because that makes some affordability for the EV products for the customers. But still, the import duties are quite high, right? So because you need to create a demand before you start manufacturing in India. So one part is that. So ensuring that there is enough incentives in place for longer term for people to adapt to this new technology in an attainable way. Second is about infrastructure, no doubt about it. It has to be there because if you want to travel in a hassle-free way, you should be assured that you will not get stuck anywhere. And third thing is all about products. Are there enough products or options for the customers to choose from? So I feel that last part is what we can control, but the other two parts we got to wait for it to be clarified so that we can bring all these products in.
And I mean, like we found with the M340i as well, your cars are always at the top for us because they're so much fun to drive. How do you maintain that fun-to-drive differentiation in an EV?
Okay, now we'll talk about this when we drive that, okay, surely, and I'm sure you'll come up with the same comment like you did just now about that the joy of driving is still there. You have to remember, joy is the core of BMW, and that is something we'll never leave, no matter what drivetrain it is. So you've seen in diesels as well, you've seen in petrol, you've seen in plug-in hybrids as well, although we don't have it in India. The joy of driving remains, and so will be in electric as well. We are a dynamic company, we're a dynamic brand, we'll remain like that.
And speaking of diesel, what is the future of diesel in the Indian market? Because the real world, the RD testing starts April 23. What happens to diesel in a market like India?
Now for us, I think we've clearly said that we will have the power of choice for the customers. Because even if you look at the Euro 6 when it was implemented in India, we were the first ones to achieve it. Same way RDE will be ready as well. So we have no issues about any regulatory environment. I think the choice will depend on the cost of ownership finally. What is the cost of running the vehicle? I think that's where the choice happens. And that's why what you see is that we have in every product range, we have a petrol, diesel, and we'll have electrics as well.
And looking ahead to 22, how do you see things playing out from the point of view of both supply and demand? Because there's got to be some normalcy that appears on both fronts looking ahead.
So I think the demand, what we're seeing, and this is a world over phenomena, post the COVID situation, the demand is coming back much, much stronger than anybody anticipated.
Yeah.
And that's a welcome move. And I think as customers, everyone's realizing that we need to get onto something even bigger, something better. And especially in the premium segment, we see that traction there. Supply, obviously, I think you're well aware that what's happening with the semiconductor issue. I think that will continue for some time because these capacities take time to be realized.
Yeah.
But having said that, we as BMW are much better off. Worldwide, we have been able to display that we have handled the situation in a much agile way, in a much better way. So we are able to still support our customers for their demand.
Well, congratulations once again, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dhruv. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.